A grotesque, gutless, pathetic puke of a no-show performance. That's the only way to characterize the Phoenix Suns last night. Cringe-inducing, horrendous, wound tight from the jump, worse every single second of the ball game. It was pure torture as the game moved along. At home, Game 7. After winning 64 games this year, after going 32-9 at home. Honestly, never seen anything quite like it. Never seen anything more worthless from a quote-unquote great team in a big spot. Why? Because it's unprecedented. It never happened before. The nuggets of futility are damning. The Suns were down 46 in the third quarter. The Suns' largest deficit in team history in a playoff game. Down 46! Phoenix was down 30 at the half. 30. These imposters, these frauds, scored 10 total points in the entire second quarter. 10! No Sun had over 5 points at halftime. They shot 24% from the field and 21% from three. And the number one villain is Chris Paul. You know, we've ranted about Paul coming up super small forever here on Time to Shine. This is why he cannot be considered an all-timer. And this was an all-time flop. A historic loser in big spots. Chris Paul played his worst ever Game 7, which says something about something because he's always terrible in Game 7. Fewest points, lowest assist total. He had 1 point in the first half. One! How did he even get one? Chris Paul has been up 2-0 in a best-of-7 series and blown it 5 times, most in NBA history. Twice with the Phoenix Suns. It's on him. It's a 5-on-5 sport. He's the point guard. He shrinks in big spots. This team cannot handle success or function with Chris Paul. Chris Paul was a minus 39 last night. Minus 39. And it rubbed off on the previously tough Devin Booker, who went 0 for 7 in the first half. Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton was in the doghouse. He barely played. What a total waste. Now, Luka Doncic was amazing. And you saw that soundbite to start the show. He had 27 points in the first half. Same amount as the entire Phoenix Suns team. Luka is simply amazing. Top 5 player in the sport. And we've said that for a while now. Brilliance in this entire series. And last night didn't really help. It's been DFS. It's been Brunson. Jason Kidd has done an incredible job, but last night was not about Luka shooting the lights out and the Mavs winning. I picked the Suns in 7 before the series started. I thought it was basically a flip of the coin. Luka is special, and he was yet again. But at the end of the day, this was solely and simply about the Phoenix Suns not showing up in wretched and historic fashion, begging Chris Paul. The Suns will never win anything as long as Chris Paul is there. I told you on Friday there was no chance I was changing my tune on Boston beating the Bucks, even with the Celtics down 3-2, even with Game 6 Friday night in Milwaukee. But even with my confidence in Boston based upon evidence, I was floored how Boston absolutely clobbered Milwaukee. But wasn't that just vintage Jayson Tatum? I mean, you heard the soundbite. I mean, unlike some other high-profile NBA players, Jayson Tatum wants the heat. He wants the ball. You know, in a 7-game series, things are not going to be perfect. Quarter to quarter, game to game. Tatum knows that. You saw that. But he wants the challenge. He wants to deal with adversity and rock. And look at what he did in the final games of this series. That is pretty remarkable. That's amazing. That's called being a true superstar, as we've called Jayson Tatum many times before. He joked post-game that it was the Celtics' job to keep feeding Grant Williams, who was hot, as long as Williams didn't get used to it. Great stuff. Williams made 7 of the Celtics' 22 threes. And that's the beauty of Boston, right? They have the superstar in Tatum. They have great players. They have role players. Unreal coaching under Ime Udoka. Lockdown defense. And the nuggets of domination back it up. Plus, the sports gods love Boston. Boston's been the best team in the NBA all calendar year. And remember, they played to win in the final game of the regular season. They weren't scared of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. The Bucks sat their starters. Game 7 was in Boston. That's awesome. That's vintage Celtics basketball. Next step, beat Miami, then win a championship. The bread man always delivers. How about the Rangers? A thrilling, pulsating Game 7 overtime win against the Penguins to advance to the Stanley Cup second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. You gotta love sports. The bread man, Panarin, firing a rocket past Tristan Jarry in overtime to win it. Madison Square Garden went bonkers. How about the heart and the history here from the Blue Shirts as the Rangers become the first team in Stanley Cup playoff history to record 3 consecutive comeback wins in elimination games within a series. Think about the genius and the weight of that. And then the goaltending from Shesterkin was just flat out awesome. It was incredible last night, something he couldn't say earlier this series. And sure, the Rangers certainly were on the right side of getting breaks. Crosby missed Game 6. Penguins were playing with backup goalies, beer league third-string goalies. But the Rangers took advantage of every opportunity. The Rangers never say die attitude, sensational. What a special series win. A lot of stuff to get off my chest on a Monday. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Reds on being the worst. The absolute worst. A no-hitter and you lost. Only the Reds. And honestly, I felt terrible for our guy Hunter Green, who is one of the best young pitchers in baseball, a legit flamethrower. I mean, he was majestic, and in this 8th inning, he took a walk on the wild side, and, you know, they had to go to the pen, and there were 3 walks and a ground out, and there were no hits given up, and Green is fantastic, and somehow the Reds threw a no-hitter and lost. And this is what happens when you have ownership just breaking down the entire team. When the Reds, if they would have kept Sonny Gray, they didn't make the Seattle deal, this team should have been in contention for the playoffs. They're in the playoffs in 2020, that close in 2021. They should have re-signed our guy Nick Castellanos. And, you know, you have ownership ripping the fans saying, where else are they going to go? I mean, go watch minicamp for the Bengals. 26 losses, an ERA, a sickly, a gross 6.04. I mean, this is just losing on a day where your pitchers throw a no-hitter. It's the latest embarrassment. I feel so terrible for the amazing fans of the Cincinnati Reds. There is such great history, tradition, baseball in Cincinnati, the Big Red Machine, Barry Larkin, obviously winning the World Series, Sweet Lou Piniella, Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill, 1990. I mean, it feels like a lifetime ago. This stinks. Sell the team. Get out of the baseball business. Open up a balloon shop. This is a disgrace. Gotta get this off my chest. Shame on me. Shame. Shame, shame, shame. I thought this was the Maple Leafs year. I thought up 3-2 in this series. I thought it was over. The Leafs, at the end of the day, it was a complete and utter joke. Someone named Nicholas Paul. Nicholas Paul. I had to Google him. Google.com. Nick, I've never heard of him. Apparently, he's a tomato can journeyman who is in Ottawa forever. He scores a couple of goals for the Lightning. I mean, my goodness. Now, this weekend in the NHL was unreal. You watch the NHL, I mean, it was Game 7s all day Saturday, all day, all night on Sunday. The nuggets of domination are off the charts. I mean, Calgary taking care of business. You know, Connor McDavid and Edmonton advances. How great is that? Connor McDavid, a superstar, and he leads all scorers and points in the NHL in the first round. We talked about the Rangers and the Penguins to start. I mean, it is the Panthers, the Cardiac Cats, they're on fire. I mean, that series coming up with Tampa and Florida is just going to be lit. That's going to be on fire. I can't wait for that. Everyone's joining the party except Toronto. I mean, I feel terrible for Austin Matthews. I feel terrible for John Tavares. I mean, it is insane. Absolutely, positively insane. You look at the history of this franchise, it is a joke. I mean, they can't win a game to advance out of the first round if they tried. Shame. Shame on them, shame on me. And this is truly embarrassing for Toronto. Toronto now 0-9 in its last 9 chances to eliminate an opponent. Gross. Give me a break. I mean, the NHL postseason again, it's amazing. The Leafs, a complete and utter waste of time. I gotta get this off my chest. My Yankees are on fire. Oh, how about the Yankees? 3 of 4 in Chicago, and frankly, they could have swept the White Sox if Aroldis Chapman didn't blow it on Saturday night, but nasty Nestor, are you kidding me? This cat is unbelievable. 8 gorgeous innings. The Yankees have the best record in all of baseball. Cortez, amazing. I told you on Friday, Garrett Cole was going to be amazing. He shut down the White Sox, who have some great batters in the lineup. Yankees are playing inspired ball, and honestly, there's no way it's going to slow down. Baltimore, Chicago, Baltimore. They've won 8 straight series. The pitching, defense, timely hitting off the charts. My New York Yankees are absolutely legit. I gotta get this off my chest. Hey, I'll give credit where credit is due. Phenomenal job by Brian Gutekunst and the Green Bay Packers signing Jair Alexander to a long-term deal. Seriously, I bash Brian Gutekunst when he fouls things up, like obviously Jordan Love and not signing Devontae Adams a year ago when we begged him to, but Jair Alexander's getting paid. Jair Alexander is worth every single penny. The Packers defense should be excellent. I think that you hope that Gutekunst learned from the Devontae Adams failure. Got to make sure when you have stars, and Alexander is a star, wrap it up early. If you know he's a core guy, don't let it get to the free agent year. And listen, obviously they're going to miss Devontae Adams and, Christian Watson. I mean, you read the reports from Packers minicamp. They're trying to turn this guy into Jerry Rice, and I hope he's great for Aaron Rodgers, but not having Adams is crazy. But I do have to, for the sake of fairness, give Gutekunst credit. Maybe he learned from mistakes. And the Packers with Rodgers, they're going to be in the Super Bowl mix because Aaron is obviously a 4-time MVP. He's the most talented quarterback in the history of the NFL. And that Packer defense is going to be really good. And Alexander is a huge part of it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell for more videos.